But I don't know how they do that. I certainly don't know how they do that with Meghan Markle in tow.
Well, I think you've demonstrated a considerable degree of royal expertise because, Paul, I think that is Plan Z, which is to get back into the royal family. Why? Because that's the meal ticket, isn't it? Their value has always been their royal connections. That's why the book Spare was successful, and that's why the Netflix documentary about the couple was successful, because it was all about the royal family. The minute they started doing documentaries about polo or started buying the rights to boring non-fiction books that never saw the light of day, it's been unsuccessful. And we know about the hot mess, the dumpster fire that is Meghan's retail business as ever. So, you know, the bottom line is that they need to be royals again in order to be financially viable. Harry probably needs a few quid from his dad as well. Dad, can you sub me a few million just to keep the lights on? But the million-dollar question is whether that's going to happen. I mean, do you think that as Charles reaches the autumn of his years, that he should reach out to his son? Do you think Charles should welcome Harry back to the fold?
I mean, I don't know if he has or hasn't. It would. My advice would be for him to obviously keep that door open. It would be sad for him not to do so. Both him and William have had difficult lives, having lost their mother in 1997. Of course, this is not news.
Yeah.
But they've both taken very different paths in life. Now, you could argue that William was always going to go on one path and be supported in a different way, and that could be difficult. For someone like Harry, who was an extrovert and had a lot to offer, but probably felt he wasn't getting the attention or the opportunity that he deserved. However, for some reason along the way, he's met one or two people that have just completely misled him, and I think we're seeing at least one of them in those images right now.
I think you're being very tactful about Meghan. You're being far too gentlemanly.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't know. And I try not to read everything and believe everything, but come on, there's a common denominator here, and it's not worked out well for him. Now, we've all fallen in love, and we've all sort of been maybe we've had our whole life thrown into disarray in a sense that it's taken us on a different path, or we've changed from the person that we once were. I think people can understand him having a relationship with Meghan Markle. Perhaps people can even understand him wanting to be slightly removed from the royal family, because this is tremendous pressure. But at the same time, he could have done this so differently, and the only reason I can think he didn't is because he had Merkel. Sorry, not Merkel. He did not marry Angela Merkel. He married Meghan Markle. He had Markle in his ear, and I don't think that she has in any way helped him.
Yes, indeed. I can't imagine which would be the worst spouse, Angela Merkel, the woman responsible for completely getting rid of Germany's energy independence and facilitating Brexit and doing a load of other things, opening the door to mass immigration, or Meghan Markle, grifter-in-chief, which is lesser of two evils. Briefly, Paul, what we're seeing here with Sentebale is a quite serious libel action against the Prince, and he's been told off in the past by the Charity Commission, who said that actually he was airing public conflict about Sentebale, in the newspapers. He shouldn't have done that. So he's already had his collar felt about that and his wrist slapped. So to what extent does his handling of this Sentebale row represent his general approach to all matters these days? Yeah,
of course. I mean, this is testament to that. He's got no boundaries. He's got no guidance. He's not been taught, or if he has been taught, he hasn't listened. Life is difficult for a royal. I'm not saying it's easy, but also at the same time, quite contradicting, it is easy as long as you play the game. Great opportunity was given to Harry. With the Invictus Games, the whole of the Commonwealth was opened up to him. The Queen did absolutely everything she could for the man. In fact, when he ran with that pre-Markle, it was great success. He went to the Caribbean. He won them back over. They were seeking independence from the UK. All of a sudden, he was incredibly popular, and they weren't seeking that anymore. So, under the right guidance, I think his life could be a lot easier. But outside, he hasn't got a clue.
Wise words. Fascinating. The conversation continues. This is